Welcome to the 2020 State of the City Address. I'm David Janot of the City of Miami's Office of Communications. Welcome all to the beautiful Perez Art Museum in the heart of Miami's urban core. Today we come together as a community to celebrate all that makes Miami special as our mayor showcases all the accomplishments across the year and his vision for the 2020 and beyond. Elected officials, distinguished guests, residents, thank you for attending the 2020 State of the City. It's my great pleasure to introduce not only an impressive group of individuals to come to the stage, but today's keynote speaker, City of Miami Mayor Francis Suarez. Now, for those of you who want to take part on social media, take part in the conversation, be sure to use the hashtag SOTCMiami2020. Again, the hashtag is SOTCMiami2020. Now, please raise for the presentation of colors by the City of Miami Fire Color Guard and remain standing for the national anthem presented by City of Miami Police Sergeant Lizlinda Bremer and the Pledge of Allegiance by Maurice L. Kemp Cadet Class Leader Darren Gutierrez, followed by the invocation by Father Christopher Marino of St. Mary Cathedral and Rabbi Getzi Filling of Shabbat of Miami.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? The brave.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Color Guard, please retire the colors. Please remain standing while Father Christopher Moreno and Rabbi Getzi Filling deliver the invocation.
Heavenly Father, we come before you today, and we ask you to extend your hand of mercy upon us, the leaders, the citizens of the city of Miami. We ask you in particular during these days to bless all of our visitors who will be coming to the city of Miami. Show your mercy, Lord, upon all of us. Give courage and wisdom to our Mayor Francis, that he may guide our city in the way of justice and peace. May he always have a place in his heart and in his administration for those that are especially vulnerable and those that are in need of someone to watch out for them. Guide and protect us, Lord, as we come before you today on this beautiful Miami day. May Miami be known not only for the beauty of our beaches and of our buildings, but for the mercy and goodness that the citizens of our city show to one another and to all who visit here. We ask this as we invoke your mercy, for you are the Lord God forever and ever. Amen.
HaKadosh Baruch Hu, blessed be He. We, the citizens and the community leaders of the great city of Miami, stand humbly before you. We beseech you, bless our city with an abundance of shalom, peace, health, prosperity, success, safety, and equality. Keep watch over our honorable mayor, our commissioners, civil servants, men and women of our fire, police, and EMS departments, their families and their loved ones, and every individual whom day in and day out works tirelessly for the benefit of our city and each of our citizens. In Pirkei Avos, ethics of our fathers were taught. By three things does this world stand: law, truth, and peace. God, please bless these men and women whom faithfully occupy themselves with community affairs. Guide them to uphold these three principles. Bestow upon them and their families blessings. Remove from them all sickness. Pardon their sins and give success to each and every one of their important endeavors. Together with each citizen of this great city of Miami. Oiseh shalom b'mroimav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu, v'al kol Yisrael, v'imru amen. May he who makes peace on high bring peace upon us and upon all of humanity, and let us all say Amen.
Please be seated. Today's welcoming remarks will be delivered by our Vice Chairman, who represents this district. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome City of Miami District 2 Commissioner, Ken Russell.
Good morning, good morning. Come on, guys, why so serious? It's the state of the city, it's a beautiful day. My job is to warm this crowd up. So shall we have some fun? My name is Ken Russell, and welcome to the first annual Commissioner's Roast. Just kidding. It's fabulous to have you all here. I'm here to introduce our mayor and welcome you to the State of the City of Miami address. If you're live tweeting this event, please use the hashtag State of the City, EstoCC Miami 2020, hashtag Miami, hashtag Miami Heat, hashtag the city's on fire. Wait, that can't be right. Oh no, it's hashtag this city's on fire. Yeah. Just kidding. As you'll learn later on, the state of our city is strong. That is opposed to the state of our government, which according to our voters is not strong, but rather a mayor-commissioner executive hybrid system. That's charter humor. So normally the welcome address would be given by the city manager, who's here. However, the manager has decided to spend more time with his anything but this. So unfortunately, you're stuck with me. I have been chosen for this role today, not because of my unflinching support of the mayor, obviously not as chairman of the City Commission. The reason I'm welcoming you today is because this gathering is being held in the heart of the Downtown Development Authority. No, wait, I lost that one. Wait a second. It's actually because this museum is in the heart of the Omni Community Redevelopment, and I lost that one too. Actually, it's because you're in District 2, and I am just your commissioner for District 2. Seriously, I had to reprint my business card this week, and it came out like the size of a postage stamp. Some people think I'm bitter about that, but the joke's on them. If I've learned anything in my first term, it's to delegate authority. And District 2 is the coolest. It's got like 5 commissioners now. Come on, I'm like Tom Sawyer from Mark Twain Adventures, convincing everyone else to paint the fence. Got Manolo working downtown development, DLP's eliminating slum and blight in the Omni, and I've got Joe, my favorite commissioner. I've got Joe voting against anything that brings traffic anywhere near Morris Lane and Coconut Grove. He is that passionate about traffic. I'm sorry, Commissioner. You know I'm kidding. Joe is actually a political legend around here, and this is true. He became a commissioner when I was 7 years old, and he remembers everything. Which was confusing to me because when I asked him about his approval rating in his district, he said, "Don't recall." I'll let that sink in. Oh my God, I'm sorry. The mayor did not give me talking points. The Pam has been serving mimosas, so here we are. In all seriousness, we are here to celebrate the Magic City. A city so magic that despite our politics and differences, it continues to thrive and grow. It's a miracle, really. And that miracle is not our leadership, it's not our politics, but rather, despite our politics, Miami remains a beacon of hope, an unstoppable energy full of music and flavor, and aspiration, attitude. Even we cannot contain that spirit or stop its force. We are merely keepers of the code, balancers of the budget. The state of Miami is strong because its residents are resilient. I'll say that again. The state of Miami is strong because its residents are resilient. There is no storm, meteorological or political, that this town can't weather. We always bounce back, stronger than ever before. And I've said it before, Miami is on the precipice between adversity and great things. Miami is the canary in the coal mine of sea level rise, yet we have committed to adapt and not retreat. Miami is the case study on the affordable housing crisis, yet we are dedicated to a philosophy of inclusion. More than anything, Miami is the global success story of diversity and immigration, attracting international investment and more folks who call Miami home every day. Entonces sí, el estado de la ciudad de Miami es fuerte. So without further ado, the true reason we are here today in the dawn of a new decade, it is my honor to introduce to you the leader of our city, Miami's firstborn mayor. Get on your feet for Mayor Francis Xavier Suarez.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you so much. Please be seated. I want to begin by welcoming our commissioners, Commissioner Hardeman, our chair, Vice Chair Russell, thank you for that introduction, Commissioner Diaz de la Portilla, Commissioner Carollo, and Commissioner Reyes, thank you so much for being here. I want to thank our Consular Corps also for being here today and this week. We are the centerpiece of the world for Super Bowl 54. Thank you so much. We are global, diverse, world-class, vibrant. These words are more synonymous with Miami than ever before. Few places symbolize this better than the Perez Art Museum. Standing here today, we are immersed by much of what makes Miami great and what has fueled our evolution into a world-class city. Marquee museums, art, nature, and culture. But if you look carefully, masked behind this beauty are our many challenges. Downtown highlights the juxtaposition between the two Miamis, where the glitzy, picturesque Miami converges with the underserved, impoverished Miami, where our most precious assets and landmarks meet the bay at a time when rising waters threaten our city's future. With this reality comes a great responsibility, but also the unique opportunity to act and ensure that our beautiful city will be here forever and that it can benefit everyone. Over the past year, Miami has experienced incredible growth. Our tax base grew by over 10%. New construction swelled by over $3 billion, and our bond rating has been upgraded to AA, the highest level in Miami's history. This has stimulated our economy and carved out economic opportunities, especially jobs, and the results speak for themselves. According to CityLab, we are #1 in job growth, and this month, financial advisory website Smart Asset ranked Miami 4th among cities for economic growth. Durante el año pasado, Miami ha experimentado un crecimiento increíble. Nuestra base impositiva creció en más del 10%. Las nuevas construcciones aumentaron en más de 3,000 millones y nuestra calificación de bonos se actualizó a AA, el nivel más alto en la historia de Miami. Gracias. Esto ha estimulado nuestra economía y creado nuevas oportunidades económicas, especialmente empleos, y los resultados hablan por sí mismos. Según la prestigiosa publicación CityLab, somos el #1 en crecimiento de empleos y este mes el sitio web de asesoría financiera Smart Asset posicionó a Miami en el 4º lugar entre las ciudades de Estados Unidos por su crecimiento económico. These are just some of the many facts and figures underscoring Miami's thriving economy, economic environment, and substantial opportunities for growth. But they are far more than just numbers. They tell a compelling story, Miami's story, a story anchored by the principles of a Miami forever and a Miami for everyone. They tell the story of what Miami is doing to ensure that everyone, from our youth to our seniors, can pursue a pathway to prosperity. That whether you're 8 or 80, you can be successful in the city of Miami. That's a Miami for everyone. Yo me siento satisfecho y orgulloso de lo que Miami está haciendo para garantizar que todos, desde nuestros jóvenes hasta las personas de la tercera edad, mis abuelitos que están aquí con nosotros, puedan seguir un camino hacia la prosperidad. Este es un Miami para todos. These statistics tell the story of how growth and investment drive opportunities that improve everything from housing to health to give every Miami resident the quality of life that they deserve. And that's what makes us, again, a Miami for everyone. And finally, they tell the story that the business community's confidence in Miami is stronger than ever. That even through our environmental and climatic challenges, business leaders know that their investments are not only safe here, but that they will grow here. They show how our bold and proactive efforts to combat sea level rise and climate change head-on are working. And most importantly, they emphasize that Miami is here to stay, that Miami is here forever. A Miami forever means Miami will endure no matter what. A Miami forever means that our grandchildren and their grandchildren will never have to wonder whether Miami is a place where they can live, work, and raise their families safely and happily. A Miami forever means Miami isn't just for the immediate future, but that we will be here always in all ways. Likewise, a Miami for everyone means one Miami, a Miami for all. A Miami for everyone means a city where you can prosper no matter who you are. A Miami for everyone means that regardless of your age, race, religion, gender, sexual orientation, or socio-economic impact, status, everyone has a chance to live with dignity, pursue their dreams, and work to make those dreams into a reality right here in the city of Miami. Un Miami para todos significa una ciudad donde puedes prosperar sin importar quién seas. Un Miami para todos significa que independientemente de su edad, raza, religión, género, orientación sexual, condición socioeconómica, todos tienen la oportunidad de vivir con dignidad, donde se puede soñar en libertad y convertir sus sueños en realidad. Este es el Miami que estamos construyendo para todos. As we enter 2020, a new decade filled with hope and promise, it is our responsibility to create a Miami for everyone and a Miami forever. To truly be a Miami for everyone, we must foster an environment of opportunity, success, and hope for all. This starts with our most vulnerable. While visiting senior centers throughout Miami, our seniors constantly express the need for affordable housing and rent relief. And I can say that we have heard them loud and clear. For the first time in our city's history, we launched the Senior Rental Assistance Program, marking the first time a Miami mayor allocates general fund money towards housing. This program will provide rent relief to low-income seniors by alleviating the cost burden of housing for those who qualify, with $1 million poised to help at least 700 seniors conservatively. We knew this program was off to a great start, and with the help of our colleagues on the City Commission, we look to grow this program to help many more cost-burdened seniors for years to come. Por primera vez en la historia de nuestra ciudad, establecimos el programa de asistencia para el alquiler de personas mayores. Esta es la primera vez que un alcalde de Miami asigna dinero del Fondo General para Viviendas. Este excepcional programa le dará alivio de alquiler a personas de la tercera edad, de bajos ingresos, aliviando el costo de la vivienda para aquellos que tanto lo necesitan. Con $1 millón disponible para ayudar al menos a 700 personas mayores. Sabemos que este programa ha tenido un gran comienzo. Con la ayuda de los comisionados, mi visión es hacer crecer este programa aún más. But our affordable housing efforts cannot and do not stop there. Just this month, we unveiled details about the city's Affordable Housing Master Plan. This plan cements our commitment to residents in redeveloping neighborhoods suffering from underinvestment and rapid gentrification by aiming to preserve or develop 32,000 units by 2030. Growing the supply of affordable housing units to about a quarter of all housing units over the next 10 years. The plan also creates thousands of jobs and a housing and economic development loan pool of more than $1 billion through the Miami Innovation Fund, leveraging our remaining $85 million of affordable housing Miami Forever money, while also using state and federal tax incentive programs, low-interest private financing from area banks, grants, and philanthropic donations to develop, acquire, or rehabilitate affordable housing. Pero nuestros esfuerzos de viviendas asequibles no se detienen ahí. Solo este mes presentamos detalles sobre el Plan Maestro de Viviendas Asequibles de la ciudad. Este plan consolida nuestro compromiso de ayuda a los residentes en la reurbanización de vecindarios deteriorados con el paso de tiempo y una rápida gentrificación con el objetivo de preservar o desarrollar 32,000 unidades para el año 2030. El plan también puede crear miles de empleos y desarrollo económico de más de $1,000 millones a través del Fondo de Innovación de Miami, utilizando programas de incentivos fiscales, estatales y federales. Además, estamos listos para utilizar los restantes $85 millones del bono Miami por siempre, para siempre, hacia este esfuerzo. Keeping our eyes on the future, Miami's Department of Housing and Community Development remains laser-focused on its core mission of creating affordable housing by providing more than $20 million in federal and Miami Forever bond funding for the construction of more than 1,600 affordable housing units. And leveraging our private sector partnerships, we remain active in our ambitious quest with Miami Homes for All to preserve and create 12,000 of those units by 2024. These efforts along with our need for affordable housing, as confirmed by our residents who voted for the Miami Forever bond, have caught the attention of the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development. I continue to maintain a close working relationship with HUD Secretary Ben Carson and have submitted a white paper with ideas on how to leverage local funds with federal matching dollars. I am a firm believer that public land should always be used for the public good. The mantra public land for public good isn't an abstract concept to me. It's a direct reflection of our revived approach to land use and development. Public land for public good provides a tangible plan of action so that publicly owned land is focused on meeting our residents' needs and solving our residents' most pressing problems. This includes everything from alleviating our affordable housing crisis by incentivizing public land to create housing for our most cost-burdened families, to making Miami more resilient by integrating public land in flood mitigation planning and design. But the success of this approach depends on community engagement. For this reason, I am thrilled to announce that I join other community stakeholders in signing the Public Land for Public Good vision statement that will shape the way we use public land so that it will always revolve around the public good. Reflecting the spirit of public land for public good is the Miami Freedom Project. We stand at the crossroads of a defining moment for our city as negotiations take place to build a soccer stadium on publicly owned land at Melreese Country Club as a component of Miami Freedom Park. I see and hear the resounding enthusiasm from residents and visitors every day eager to bring soccer to our city. This project gives us the chance to attract this global sport to Miami, create the largest public park in the city's inventory, generate tens of millions of dollars in new tax revenue, thousands of high-paying jobs, a tech hub that will serve as Miami's first sustainable effort to attract the tech industry, and of course, a state-of-the-art soccer stadium, all without using one penny of taxpayer dollars. This land does not belong to any one entity. It belongs to the residents of the city of Miami, the voters, and they have spoken. They have voiced their desire for Miami Freedom Park and entrusted us to use their land the way they want. Once these negotiations are completed, it will be up to our commission to carry out the will of the voters, to not just complete this project, but to do it responsibly. The chance to create unparalleled economic opportunities, true public green space, and produce unprecedented value for Miami's brand lies in our hands with Miami Freedom Park. Este proyecto nos brinda la oportunidad de traer el soccer profesional, el deporte más visto en el mundo, a Miami. Creará el parque público más grande de la ciudad, generará decenas de millones en nuevos ingresos fiscales, miles de empleos bien remunerados, un centro tecnológico y, por supuesto, a un estadio de fútbol de última generación. Y que quede bien claro, sin usar un centavo de dinero de los contribuyentes. Esta tierra pertenece a ustedes, los residentes de la ciudad de Miami, y los votantes han hablado. Y debemos responder a la voluntad soberana de los votantes de Miami, nuestros verdaderos jefes. Projects like Miami Freedom Park can drive us towards a prosperous future, a future that can be enjoyed by everyone, a future that depends on our youth. In November, we launched the game-changing Child Savings Accounts program, known as Future Bound. Future Bound is the first program of its kind in Florida with the potential to be the largest in the nation. It ensures that every kindergartner in the city of Miami has access to a child savings account that helps students and their families prepare financially for post-secondary education and teaches them financial literacy. The value of this lies in the numbers. Research indicates that underserved children with college savings are 3 times more likely to enroll and 4 times more likely to graduate from college. But its true impact cannot be quantified because with the help of program partners including the United Way, Catalyst Miami, the Children's Trust, and others, we're turning our children's hopes and dreams of a brighter future into a reality that is attainable and sustainable. Aside from the gift of education, we are also giving our children the gift of health. In partnership with Miami Children's Hospital, we continue to expand our free EKG screening program at the City of Miami. This summer marked a nearly 50% increase in total screenings compared to last year, which detected the need for follow-up testing for a dozen of our youth and qualified the City of Miami as a finalist in the Healthiest Cities and Counties Challenge. But it's time to take our health efforts to the next level by making wellness a reality for everyone. 2020 will be the year we rise in the rankings of healthiest cities and counties to become top 20 in 2020. We can do this by turning our attention to prevention. I have always known that the 3 largest household expenses are transportation, affordable housing, and food. We have done an incredible amount on advancing transportation with the expansion of our trolley program and affordable housing solutions with the Miami Forever Bond. Now it's time to focus on making sure our low-income residents can have low-cost, nutritious meals. This starts with promoting a healthy daily lifestyle fueled by top-notch nutrition, providing health and wellness for everyone. In partnership with Deliver Lean, we will be spearheading the Miami Moves Healthiest City campaign, from our first responders and homeless to our seniors and children. This campaign will focus on providing quality, nutritious meals and health education to our most deserving, needy, and vulnerable residents. We will employ partnerships like the Homeless Trust, Miami-Dade, the school board, as well as insurance providers. It will open people's eyes to the power of health by bringing it into their lives for perhaps the first time, shifting the trajectory of their future. We will be working with our commissioners to develop this campaign so we can allocate funds for the program this year. That's how we take the next step to make Miami healthy. That's how we live up to the campaign Miami Moves. And that's how we will rise together to become top 20 in 2020 among the healthiest cities and counties nationwide. Miami for everyone also means that a public health threat for some is a public health threat for all. For far too long, our community has had the highest HIV infection rate in America. Let's be clear, HIV does not discriminate, and neither must we in how we combat this dangerous virus. There has never been a better time to work towards an HIV-free Miami. We have the technology, the medication, and the experts to drive down the HIV through increased testing, easier access to medication, and innovative public policies. With this in mind, we will be partnering with the AIDS Healthcare Foundation to promote its crucial 1-minute free HIV testing services in the city of Miami. That means that in 1 minute, a person will know their HIV status, and if positive, will be linked to a provider within 24 hours to enter a free drug protocol, which administers a single pill that reduces HIV virus to an undetectable and remarkably non-transmittable level. That bears repeating because it's a little shocking. It reduces the HIV virus to a non-transmittable and non-detectable level. Last month, I had the opportunity to visit the AHF Liberty City Healthcare Center. I was floored by the advanced HIV care capabilities and by the staff's dedication to make these life-changing services available to all. Miami is proud to stand at the cutting edge of HIV treatment and prevention, and I am committed to supporting and promoting AHF and other clinics to dramatically cut our infection rates and protect our residents' health so that one day, soon, we can proudly call ourselves truly an HIV-free Miami. Miami se enorgullece de estar a la vanguardia del tratamiento y la prevención de VIH y estoy comprometido a apoyar y promover la reducción drásticamente nuestras tasas de infección para proteger la salud de nuestros residentes. Quiero que algún día podamos estar orgullosos de llamarnos un Miami libre de VIH. But you cannot be a Miami for everyone without being a safe city. And in fact, it has never been safer to be a Miamian in my lifetime. We have the lowest homicide rate in Miami in more than 50 years. In fact, our murder rate has dropped even further from a 51-year low of 51 murders to a 55-year low of 43 murders. We also have the highest number of police officers protecting our streets, and we continue to strengthen those resources. This year, the Miami Police Department will hire additional civilians, freeing up sworn personnel to leave desk duty and return to patrolling our neighborhoods and streets. We are also maximizing crime prevention and response technology, including ShotSpotter and our new Gun Crime Intelligence Center, equipped with technology to enter data into the National Integrated Ballistics Information Network, an innovative tool using automated ballistic evidence to solve and prevent violent crimes involving firearms. The department also implemented the new Miami Police Shield Unit, which has delivered more than 150 Homeland Security-related trainings to the public. I want to thank Chief Colina for not only accomplishing these great feats, but for doing it in a way which has fostered the most diverse police force in our history, promoting more African-American executive staff members than any other chief in our history, and not being shy about disciplining our officers who do not meet our ethical standards. Thank you, Chief. I will continue to work with the Chief and all of our officers to ensure that we don't just build bridges between law enforcement and communities, but that we also build bridges in communities within law enforcement. Our fire department has also made history by growing the ranks of its sworn firefighters to the highest level in Miami's existence. And just like our police department, when someone's life or safety hangs in the balance, Miami Fire Rescue rises to the occasion. This includes extending a helping hand far beyond the Magic City, when we deployed more than 160 search and rescue specialists to assist victims of Hurricane Dorian, Florence, and Michael, and during recent earthquakes in Puerto Rico. And this year, Miami Fire will be introducing Heavy Rescue 6 to its fleet, a specialized technical rescue vehicle capable of saving lives in the most complex incidents. I want to congratulate Chief Joseph Saralban for making an impassioned plea for us to send our USAR teams to the Bahamas before receiving any federal reimbursement. Thank you, Chief. That is the kind of leadership that places saving lives above all. I want to take a moment to also thank all the men and women that work for the City of Miami, all our employees, all 4,500 of you that work for the City of Miami and for agencies like the Miami Parking Authority and so many others. You are the lifeblood of the city. You are the one that make this city function. Safety symbolizes one critical aspect of a Miami for everyone. We have several hundred chronically homeless people in our city. Our challenge is to find ways to transition them into productive members of our society. We have to balance focusing on our chronically homeless with ensuring that we foster a premium quality of life for our residents and business owners, especially in areas like downtown that is about to experience a redevelopment renaissance. Last year, a court ruling ended the Pottinger Agreement, validating the legal system's faith and confidence in Miami's ability to reduce homelessness humanely. As homeless expert Judge Leifman testified, Miami has become the best city in the country dealing with the homeless. Como el juez Leifman, experto en personas sin hogar, dijo, Miami se ha convertido en la mejor ciudad para solucionar el terrible problema de los desamparados. Sin embargo, aún tenemos mucho trabajo que hacer. But the fact that the federal government has entrusted us to address our homeless challenge does not mean we're going to be any less compassionate or proactive. In fact, we're being more proactive. We're going to be more proactive and compassionate than ever. Initiatives like the Green Shirts and the Homeless Assistance Program put homeless individuals on a pathway to self-sufficiency and prosperity by providing housing and employment training. Additionally, community partners like Lotus House have opened their doors, providing beds and 3 daily meals for homeless women and youth. And in times of emergency, our city responds swiftly to make sure our homeless are out of harm's way. In the days leading up to Hurricane Dorian, our Department of Human Services placed nearly 1,000 people in need in shelters. But our work is far from over. We must re-engage with the Homeless Trust to ensure that adequate resources are being spent in the city and ensure and engage other cities to make sure they're contributing to the solution. We also have to take steps to maximize technological ideas like the Samaritan app, which presents a digital profile to learn the name and life story of a homeless person you may pass on the street, with an option to donate to them through approved partner locations, including supermarkets, clothing stores, and clinics. The driving force between transitioning people out of homelessness and onto a pathway to prosperity is economic opportunity. A healthy and growing economy creates an environment where everyone can succeed. As a top 5 fastest growing city in the nation, and according to Forbes, the #1 city for small business growth, Miami is accelerating quickly. Unfortunately, government can sometimes get in the way, stifling growth. But in Miami, the exact opposite is happening. Instead, our government is actively contributing to our growth. This year, we reduced the millage rate to its second lowest level in nearly 6 decades. I want to thank the commissioners for that. Cutting taxes while simultaneously increasing our revenue and reserves under a smaller budget than years past speaks to our distinct efficiency in growing Miami. We also hosted more than 10 hiring events, leading to new employment for almost 200 residents and providing free tax services, resulting in nearly $1.8 million in refunds for our residents. Our thriving business environment can also be seen in the influx of entrepreneurs and investors who are leaving areas with high taxes and cold weather for places with low taxes and warm weather. As Steve Jobs once said, innovation distinguishes between a leader and a follower. And in this respect, Miami is certainly a leader. It is clear that we understand that technology breeds efficiency, and efficiency fuels growth. In 2019, our Department of Innovation and Technology earned first place in the Digital City Survey for our efforts to drive innovation into all facets of government, including our processes and procedures. This is especially true for our digital permit platform, ePlan, which has transformed how we process permit applications and strengthened our efforts to deliver efficient and convenient services for our residents. We continue to refine and expand ePlan, making it easier than ever for residents to submit their plans online and get their projects off the ground faster. I was going to tell a joke there, but I'm not going to. To date, we have received over 20,000 applications in our ePlan review pipeline and issued close to 12,000 online permits. I have always and will continue to challenge our administration to reduce the processing time that permits are issued for single-family new construction projects, and I am happy to report that the average time for a single-family new construction project is now down to less than 3 months from a high of almost a year. I will work with the City Commission and the community on a streamlining process for legislation to continue to improve this process even further. Hasta la fecha hemos recibido más de 20,000 solicitudes en nuestra cartera de revisión de E-Plan y hemos emitido cerca de 12,000 permisos. Siempre exijo eficiencia de nuestra administración para reducir el tiempo de procesamiento que se otorgan los permisos para proyectos de construcción nueva y unifamiliares. Y me complace informar que el tiempo promedio de procesamiento para un proyecto de construcción nueva y unifamiliar ahora se ha reducido a menos de 3 meses. Todo esto ha contribuido a que Miami sea el primero en la creación de pequeños negocios en la nación. We also rolled out the Easy Permit program, allowing qualified contractors who have small mechanical, electrical, and plumbing projects not exceeding $10,000 in construction value to receive a permit immediately. Also, thank you. Andrew. Also, as we look ahead this year, we will sharpen our communication, plans, review standards, and customer service processes to ensure our residents receive the highest quality permitting services in the nation. With permitting now in the digital age, we are committing to doing the same for your business. And I want to thank Commissioner Reyes for offering to sponsor the revision for Miami 21, which I believe is going to be something incredibly special and significant for the next future years of our government. We continue to make great progress developing eStart so that for the first time ever, residents can start a business from their phone in the city of Miami. Since April, we have used the Miami Innovation Academy framework, which trains our employees on the latest process improvements, to consult with staff from various city departments who are familiar with the business licensing process to improve our understanding of how businesses get started and how we can make that process easier, more efficient, and more convenient than ever before. In my last State of the City address, I openly challenged our administration to turn the idea of eStart into a reality. Now, 12 months later, we are designing the user interface, and I am excited to announce that in the coming weeks, we will be launching the first eStart prototype that will start with serving the most common business type, offices. This is a data-driven approach built on real information, real feedback, and most of all, real needs. I am incredibly proud of our Department of Innovation and Technology and the frontline employees from zoning to code who have done much of the heavy lifting. I cannot wait to see how their hard work creates this innovative service which will redefine how we do business in the city of Miami. To complement these resources, we're also nurturing a dynamic entrepreneurial scene through education and funding by supporting and partnering with a variety of organizations and events, including Endeavor Miami, 500 Startups, and eMerge Americas. This has all contributed to Miami being #1 in startups in America. But the next step is to evolve Miami from a startup hub to a scale-up hub, with innovation taking center stage so we can flourish in the knowledge and technology-based economy of tomorrow. But to tackle the challenges of tomorrow, Miami must be here forever. And to create a Miami forever, we must be able to prepare for and respond to climatic threats. Our resiliency strategy is ironclad: adapt, mitigate, and reverse. Miami regularly experiences intense weather activity, including flooding, hurricanes, storm surge, and king tides. But being on the front lines also puts us at an advantage. It means we don't just represent the challenge, we also represent the solution. And we are proving that through bold actions. 2 years ago, our residents voted to tax themselves to become more resilient through the Miami Forever bond. This bond allocates close to half of its $400 million for sea level rise and flood prevention projects that is redefining how we and other cities approach climate adaptation. Just last month, the court system validated the bond, signaling a huge vote of confidence in the bond structure and implementation plan. We have already completed millions of dollars in projects, creating drainage enhancements to reduce flooding in our neighborhoods, placing high-capacity pumps stations to keep us dry when water rises, installing more than 50 tidal backflow prevention valves to counter king tides, and developing climate-adaptive redesigns for flood-prone waterfront areas like iconic Jose Marti Park and beautiful Brickell Bay Drive. With more than 30 resiliency projects now underway, along with planning for Phase 2 of the Miami Forever Bond, we are just getting started. El mes pasado, el sistema judicial validó la emisión de bonos, indica un gran voto de confianza en la estructura y el plan de implementación del bono. Antes de la validez, ya hemos gastado millones de dólares en mejoras en el sistema de drenaje para reducir las inundaciones en nuestros vecindarios. Colocamos estaciones de bombeo de alta capacidad para mantenernos secos cuando sube el agua. Instalamos más de 50 válvulas de prevención de reflujo de mareas y desarrollamos los rediseños adaptables de al clima para inundaciones en áreas propensas a inundaciones, como el emblemático Parque José Martí y la hermosa Brickell Bay Drive. También, gracias. También estamos listos para comenzar el trabajo en al menos 30 proyectos adicionales. Attacking sea level rise from another angle, we launched the Resilient 305 strategy here at PAM in partnership with Miami-Dade County and Miami Beach to respond to our region's environmental challenges together. We're also developing a comprehensive stormwater master plan, and we expect to see a final report this year which will integrate sea level rise projections and climatic patterns as a roadmap to reduce the impact and frequency of flooding over the next 50 years. And just last week, we released our Miami Forever Climate Ready strategy, which will significantly reduce flooding and storm impacts over the next 40 years through proposed methods including collecting greenhouse gas data, monitoring flooding citywide, increasing climate information access, and training for residents and business owners, hardening our waterfront infrastructure, including seawalls, and investing in smart infrastructure that is both resilient and carbon friendly. As a city, neither your concerns about our environment nor our efforts to safeguard it are being overlooked. As Navy General William McRaven said, if you want to change the world, find someone to help you paddle. And we have found those individuals in our youth. Thanks to the work of young environmental activists like Send It for the Sea, and our shorelines and waterways and parks are cleaner and healthier than ever. In just about 6 months, Send It for the Sea's volunteer cleanups have removed over 10,000 pounds of trash, including single-use plastics, styrofoams, glass, and aluminum containers, and other hazardous materials that could have made our way into our bay. Las limpiezas voluntarias Descended for the Sea han eliminado más de 10,000 libras de basura, incluyendo plásticos de un solo uso, espuma de poliesterino, envases de vidrios y aluminio y otros materiales peligros que podrían haber llegado a nuestra bahía. I was fortunate enough to participate in Send It for the Sea's volunteer weekend cleanup and witness firsthand the transformative power of their work. They are here with us today. Thank you guys for being here. And for being an inspiration to so many of us. The impassioned plea from them and other young environmental activists have inspired me to take our adaptation actions to the next level. This started with declaring a climate emergency in the city of Miami in November. Declaring a climate emergency sends a strong message to the state and federal government that we take climate change seriously and that we cannot address it alone. I want to commend Send It for the Sea and other engaged members of our youth for their passion. Their actions are creating meaningful change in our city for a more sustainable tomorrow, and they are not in vain. Last month, C40 Cities, an esteemed network of global cities committed to climate solutions, recognized our leadership on climate action by selecting the city of Miami as an official member. Our youth advocacy has also inspired me to set out some other earnest goals for our future. And that future begins right now. This year, we will be taking steps to phase out our city's vehicle fleet from gas-powered to electric-powered by looking into developing a cost analysis for that transition process. And for those already using electric vehicles, we will work with the Miami Parking Authority and relevant stakeholders to expand electric charging stations locations throughout the city so residents and visitors can conveniently charge up their vehicles and avoid unwanted trips to the gas station. And finally, with free permitting already in place for solar installation, 2020 will be the year we explore options to mandate solar panels for certain types of new construction. From transportation to infrastructure, Miami is moving to shrink our carbon footprint and to become an example of environmental consciousness that everyone can be proud of. Just as the voices of our younger generation help spark the series of actions, it is imperative that we, as elected officials, utilize our platform to amplify our voice on the national and international stage. As the only mayor in the United States named to the Global Commission on Adaptation, which has transitioned into the Global Center on Adaptation, that I now vice chair, to being named a member of the American Flood Coalition and former chair of the U.S. Conference of Mayors Environment Committee, I am committed to continue demonstrating true leadership for Miami to serve as a model for resiliency for the rest of the country and to elevate our standing as a climate solution leader for the world. While being global, diverse, and world-class stands as cornerstones of Miami's characters, not all cities can say the same. For many, these qualities represent merely what others strive to become. But for us, they represent our present-day reality, the here and now. Taking a look around us, you can see it in our surroundings. Taking a look around us, you can feel it in our spirit. For us, these words spell Miami. But getting to this point has demanded discipline. And without the discipline and efforts of our administration, led by City Manager Emilio Gonzalez, we would not be here celebrating these milestones. Please stand up. Stand up. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, City Manager, for helping elevate our city to new heights. We wish you the very best, you and your family, in your future endeavors, and we know they will be great and successful ones. We look forward to visiting with you in the roads and spending time with you and your family. 2020 will represent new achievements as well as challenges that will require us to exercise that same disciplined approach, and we will. We will band together over solutions to do what we have always done, tackle challenges head on, turn adversities into victories, and emerge as a better, stronger Miami, a Miami forever and a Miami for everyone. I look forward to working with my colleagues on the City Commission, the familiar faces, and the new ones like Commissioner Alex Diaz de la Portilla, to help usher us into this new period of progress together. I will continue to work to build coalitions among the Commission to continue to move our city forward. It may not always be easy, but our city's resilient character has never come from what's easy. Rather, it has developed most during times of adversity when we have had to persevere, fueling our unmistakably resilient spirit. And as we have done before, we will rise above any obstacles that may lie ahead in our journey to achieve the ultimate goal, creating a Miami forever and a Miami for everyone. It is as ambitious as anything we as Miamians have ever set out to do, but something that will prove to pay dividends for generations to come. The time has come for us to set our sights on this new vision, to go all in, to ensure that everything that surrounds us, our environment, culture, beauty, and opportunities for success remain strong and accessible to all. Together with grace and grit, we can achieve what many would consider out of reach, but what we simply consider to be our next goal, to build a Miami that is here forever and a Miami that is here for everyone. Thank you, and God bless each and every one of you. I know at the beginning, have a seat guys, I know at the beginning we recognized a lot of public officials that were here in the audience, but I want to take a special moment to recognize my former colleague, Commissioner Emeritus Willie Gord, who's here with us. Vice Mayor Rosario Kennedy, former commissioner. Property appraiser Pedro Garcia, thank you, Pedro, for all your work. And to all the elected officials that were here earlier, thank you. God bless each and every one of you. Thank you.
Let's keep that round of applause going for the mayor. And now I'd like to call up Senior Pastor and Teacher Gaston E. Smith to deliver the benediction.
Before we exit, if you don't mind and you're not antisocial, take a neighbor by the hand. Gently squeeze their hand. And if you would bow in humble submission and reverence to our God. Dear God, we thank you today for our beautiful city, the magic city of Miami. We thank you for our blessed chieftain, the Honorable Mayor Francis Suarez. Bless his beautiful family, his wife, his children. Bless our beautiful community, our blessed constituents, our children. Bless our city commission. Bless our city manager and the manager's office. Bless our police chief and our public safety directors. Bless our fire chief and every department head. God, bless every department. Bless every staff member. Bless every employee. Bless every resident. Bless every tourist. And last but not least, bless the hands that we hold. Give them strength for the journey. And if you don't mind now, elevate your neighbor's hand toward the sky. Now unto him that is able to keep you from falling, present you faultless before the presence of his glory with exceeding joy. To the only wise God, our Savior, be glory. Let us say glory, majesty, dominion, and power, both now and forever. Amen, amen, and amen. God bless you. Thank you, man.
Thank you, Pastor, and thank you all for joining us on this memorable day for our city. We hope today's remarks inspire you to join in our mayor's vision to create a Miami forever and a Miami for everyone. Have a wonderful day.